Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to learn how to cut this stylish gown. So for this gown, we are going to base our attention on three things: the princess that bustier, then the corset, and then the collar. So we're not going to cut the whole thing, as the down part is just a gather skirt that will be joined to the top. So as you can see, I've already marked out the princess that bustier blouse. If you don't know how to cut the princess that bustier top, I'll leave the link at the description. So after marking out our princess that bustier, I'll move over to the collar because the main attention is at the collar. I make use of our basic neckline, which is 3 inches by 3 inches. Then at the armhole round, I'll be coming in by 1 inches. That is creating a total new armhole line. So that's what I'm doing here. I'll then connect it to the shoulder line. I'll do it straight and then marked another armhole curve. So that's basically all I'm doing here. I'll join it. See the way I stopped at the princess that? Yes, that's how we'll cut it. Then after that, I'll still go out by 1 inches, the way we normally do for princess that. So I will still not cut the whole pattern out. I'll just leave the whole thing there, and then we'll move over to the neckline. Then after we must have cut the neckline, we'll then cut the whole pattern. So at the other side of the front neckline, I'll be tracing out the other 3 inches by 3 inches so that it will help us to cut the stylish neckline in a perfect way. So here I'm tracing it out like I said, 3 inches by 3 inches, and after that I will open up the pattern paper and then we'll start connecting. So for the new neckline, I'll be making use of 6 inches depth, and then the 6 inches depth, and then 6 inches wideness. Because it's 6 inches now, because I've already opened up the pattern. Has it been the pattern paper is still folded, it will be 3 inches by 3 inches. So since it's not folded, I'm making use of 6 inches depth. Although it's like later on, I made use of 7 inches depth and then 6 inches width. So at first I wanted to use my ruler to connect it, but later on I cancelled the line and then make use of freehand. So like I said before, I later made use of 7 inches width and then 6 inches for the wideness. Here was the time I was using the ruler to connect it, but later on I made use of freehand to connect to give it that perfect curve, because the ruler wasn't actually giving me what I wanted. So later on, this is how I did it to give it that perfect curve. So after this, I'll move over to the armhole round and still come in by 1 inches. Mind you, the 1 inches that I will come in with is because that particular side of the armhole will not have sleeve, while the other side will have sleeve. So that is the reason why I still came in by additional 1 inches, making it 2 inches, because we took out 1 inches before and I'm still taking out 1 inches now. So you understand the reason why. So I will fold the pattern paper together and then we'll cut. But first of all, we'll cut the neckline first and then the remaining part of the bustier. So for the collar, I'll be using the same pattern that we draft to draw the collar. So but before this, you must have already cut out this pattern that you made on your fabric so that you will not alter anything. So like I said before, this stylish gown will be made up of 3 parts. So we've already done the first part, which is the upper part, the princess that bustier part. So here we are going to be drafting pattern for the corset. This will be an underbust corset. So for the pattern making, we'll start with our underbust length, our half length, and then the full length. For the underbust length, I made use of 12, half length 15, and then full length 20.5 inches. So here I'm ruling out the marking that we made, and then after that I'll go and mark our bust span, which is 4 inches, and then I'll use the 4 inches to create a dart. So that's what I'll do next. So here I'm marking out the 4 inches like I said, which is the person's bust to bust measurement. So I will use the 4 inches for the dart creation. I'll be minusing 4 inches at the left hand side and then 4 inches at the right hand side. That is the inches I will be using for the dart. So after that, I will go ahead to create a channel for our boning. So having marked out the channel for our boning, I will go ahead to impute the remaining part of the measurement, which is the round under bust. Remember to also add whatever you took out for the dart. Like I took out 2 inches, I also added the 2 inches that I took out for the dart. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm doing the same thing at the waist, and then I'll still do the same thing at the hip. So after that, we'll number it and then we'll cut. Also bear in mind that at the waistline I will be coming in by 1 inches to give it that snatch look. So that is what I did. I came in by 1 inches at the waistline for snatch effect. At the under bust, I'll be coming in by half inches by 1 inches at the center, and then I will go up by 1 inches. At first I went up by 1 inches, but later on I didn't make use of that 1 inches that I went up with. So here I didn't have pattern master, so I'm making use of freehand. That is the reason why you see me dotting it around. So I went up by 1 inches, but I later on came down by 1 inches to give it that curvy shape. So that's what I will do next. So I went up, you see me measuring it, I went up by 1 inches and then came down by 1 inches to give it that perfect underbust look. So that's the reason why I made use of the green marker. So having done this, I'll go ahead to label it, to number it, and then we'll cut and move over to the collar. So we'll move over to the collar. For the collar, we'll be making use of the same pattern that we've already drafted. So by this time, you must have already cut out the whole thing on your fabric so that we will not alter anything. So for the collar, I'll be marking out 2 inches all round. I will stop at that initial 7 inches that we marked, and then I'll connect it together with the armhole. So that's what I'm doing here. So I traced out the 2 inches and stopped at that particular place we marked out 7 inches depth for the asymmetric neckline. So here I went down by 1 inches at the chest line. I went down by 1 inches, but I did not cut the collar that place that I stopped. I actually cut the collar together with the armhole round. So that's what I did there. See the way I'm cutting the whole thing together with the armhole round. I didn't cut the collar together. So that's it for the collar. Please subscribe if you haven't.